much to the live stream, and at the topic it goes over there waiting for the people to tune in. Welcome. Don't forget to like this live stream. Yep. So from the title of our live stream, this is my journey about visiting Tanzania, my homeland. So now we're in pandemic, so before visiting I had a lot of perspective, maybe about the requirement for the COVID test and a lot more about the restrictions, entering the country and other stuff. As we know that the requirement for the COVID tests has been super major challenge, like for majority of people, because of its pricing. Whenever you enter a country, before entering you need to take a test. Whenever you enter again, you stay some time and enter and do again the test. And after 14 days when you quarantine, depending on the country which you are coming from. So for my travel was from Romania to Tanzania, and whenever when I was traveling, I had also those expectation and other stuff, worried about those things. But the good thing is the COVID test was requested just prior to the departure from the country I'm coming, because whenever you're booking the flight, there's some of the instruction to which you need to check to where you are needing to get those, whether you need the test or you don't need it. So they checked it over here, but whenever we landed in Zanzibar, over there weren't much requirement for the testing, because we had just to do transit, and in Dar es Salaam also there weren't a requirement for the COVID test. So the test which you took it, nobody gonna be looking at it. So whenever I'm just doing this so that even people who are thinking traveling to relocate to Tanzania, you might be aware of that you don't need the COVID test. Whenever you just reach over there, you might be asked some of the questions, or a simple form to fill, such as this one here. So we're just given this form to fill, whereby you just need to fill your details like the name, nationality, the age, sex, arrival date, point of entry, and seat number, purpose of your visit, if it was resident, tourist, transit, business, or other kind of reasons to which you are traveling to. But also coming to the duration of the stay, days, in case you're just coming for tourism and other stuff, also you need to state on this form. It's just like, sorry. Yeah. So it's just like the requirement, duration of the stay, occupational, but also contact while in Tanzania, the physical address, the country where your journey started from, and other stuff. Country visited, like duration of the days. In the last 21 days, have you visited residents in country with Ebola or other stuff? Sick person, participated in other stuff. So need to fill some of the basic just form over here. Fever, sore throat, vomiting, jaundice, headache, body joint, diarrhea, body weaknesses, and other stuffs. And here you see, and it will be signed, and you're ready to go. So whenever you're just traveling to come to Tanzania for tourism, or you're just coming over there to explore and do much of the things, there is no much restriction for the having COVID test, but you can do it in case the flight which you are booking is just in need of that COVID test. The country where you are departing from, in case they need to see you are COVID negative, you might be required to do that COVID test. But when you arrive in Tanzania at the airport, you'll just be given a simple form like this. So these are the forms which you are given to fill. You can see them over there. I'm just trying to show you the temperature over here. They'll measure you at the airport and fill it over there. The names and the details will be over here, which you need to fill them at the airport. So there's no need for COVID test. So I was worrying, I was scared. I was thinking it is so dangerous, super dangerous for me traveling to Tanzania. So that was number one. And whenever you arrive over there, you can do your stuff. It's COVID free zone over there. None of the people wears masks, and not just maybe, let's say you're just around outside, everywhere, even in the offices, from the airport when you arrive, in the offices, public transport, all other activity in the market, shops, every place like is just free. You can just go there without the mask like this and just walk. Though some places where we're just trying to preserve that sanitarity, and they keep the washing where you need to wash your hands and other things. So that's much which is basic on the prevention for the pandemic stuff. Well, that was part one on me arriving. So all my worries were cleared when I just arrived at the airport, and nothing was over there. We were just given the instruction to fill these forms and stamped on there. You go to the immigration office, you'll be asked from the country where you're coming from, they check on your passport, they issue you the entry, and you enter the country. Now that you have entered the country, you become free to explore to whatever you wanna do. So when I was moving, like traveling from, like, they, whenever you wanna go to a country which is still in under lockdown, or still has a lot of restrictions on the COVID stuff, you need to get tested for COVID. So for that case, in some countries, they just require, they strictly remains or needs you to have the test. Thus is not, thus taken 72 hours prior to the departure until when you enter the country. But some countries, those which are at higher risk, they require you to get tested or to have the test that was taken not not more than 48 hours before you departure and whenever you enter the country. So, and be careful also whenever you're traveling, because they will need to check your test. They check it if it expires. This guy is riding motorcycles. Luxury stuffs, guys, luxury stuffs. It is, summer is approaching, so you just need to be careful on the kind, because the if you wanna be boarding the flight and your test whenever you do the calculation, maybe gonna expire before you maybe to enter the country. For that case, it will be very hard for you to allow you to board the plane, though they know that during boarding time still your test is valid, but when you'll be entering the country, your test won't be valid furthermore. So they consider that so much when they are checking at the airport. Yeah, so when I was departing, I had to take a test, and over there the price for taking the test is super the same, just as you do in your country, going for $100. Yeah, so you get tested, and then I had to travel, like, to get you have the test which you get it, you need to print it, and you come with it as a copy, like a printed test. Then you go with it at the airport. There is someone who is dealing with that COVID stuff. They need to certify it and to stamp it. Then after there, I was allowed to board and travel. So when I arrived in Romania, like at Bucharest, where the airport is. So a great thing happened, because over there, whenever you just arrive, you're coming from different countries. We did a transit in Dubai, so over there you find you got a lot of people from different areas, and you find yourself, all of you are at a set, all of you, like, you just arrived at the same time. So there are some of the forms which we were required to fill. I just left it one there, I forgot to come with it here. You have to fill the name you fill also the detail about the country where you are originating from, where you departed from. So but also you feel you feel the detail about that, and then you feel much of the detail about you, where you're gonna quarantine yourself, because it had just the option for you to quarantine, but also it had also the option for you where you're gonna be residing, if it's at a hotel or you're gonna be to an apartment or someone gonna be hosting you. Those areas, majority of it was strictly on the, how do we say, quarantization, like to quarantine yourself. So for that case, I had to fail, because we just arrived and none of the instruction were given ahead, like, okay, the instructions are straightforward, you need to do this and this. So I just started to feel, and I felt, then whenever I just wrote, my starting or departing place was Tanzania. So the police just told me, oh, it's Tanzania, yeah, not Dubai. I say, not Dubai. All right, then you're on the green zone, just go on. So I wasn't required again to go on filling up the form, because my country is on the green zone, meaning everything is cool whenever you come from that country. So meaning you don't need, they are sure of your health, and also there's a no, like, COVID over there, so they aren't scared about letting you in the country. So that's what the great president, I went over there to the someone who had to deal with checking on the passports and other stuffs, the immigrations. So they had to check and ask me also what was your departing area. So I had to say, after I said, also they check on the passport, it was the same. So after that, they had to confirm, they check the passport, or those visas or the seals, if seals handled like onto your passport, if real, like there's lighting which can test that they do that. So checking after that, then after that I was stamped and led in to get in the country. So I wanted to share with you, so that for those who are scared a little bit about traveling and explore a little bit during this pandemic, you can be aware about that there's some countries that they don't, like, are on the green zone, meaning are friendly for you to visit, but also are friendly whenever you depart from those countries to go to other countries, or to go back to your home country, you'll be on the easing. And a sample of that country is the country which I'm talking about, Tanzania. And since there's no lockdown over there, and also there is no COVID like rates and other stuff over there, so life is free, is back to normal since May last year, 2020, up to today. And people are doing all the amazing activities, and a lot of touristic places also you can find, such as whenever you wanna explore wildlife, you can start with Serengeti, we got Manyara, Ngorongoro, we got Mikumi National Park, we got Sanane Island, we got a lot of things on the part for the wildlife which you wanna explore. Generally, you can just name it as safari. So safari is super available over there and for unaffordable prices. For the case of those people who wants maybe to try to explore, if it's balloon parachute, we call it in our country, also is super available over there for affordable prices, because over there, and comparing to the country, whenever I do get into the balloon is cheaper as well. So sorry, the noise is gonna come again, because the guy is passing again with his quad motorcycle. Quadricycle, guys. I remember I rode one of it when I was in Cappadocia, the hills and other stuff, so I remember a little bit. It's super cool and super crazy, the experience and other stuff. So whenever you get the opportunity, you try it. Yeah, so those people who wants to, yeah, so that was about the part for the wildlife. the pricing is super cheap. And whenever you come maybe for the other kind of attractions, if you want to see, let's say, experience for the mountain, the second tallest mountain in Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro, or you can call the tallest in East Africa, you can just say it like that. You can come also on the visit. It got the snow at the top of the mountain Kilimanjaro. We got snowing over there. So those people who are coming also from countries doesn't have which doesn't snow over there, also you can experience to see the snow and even experience on walking on top of it. But it's just located at the top of the mountain Kilimanjaro, which is available in Tanzania. And coming on the part for the food, because majority of you, I know you'll be worried about what will you be eating over there. For the food, like, there is a great wide range of food to which someone you can just getting used by. If it's soup, it's rice, chicken, and other kind of vegetable. Even if you are vegetarians, also you are portion of the meals are just available over there. So it's not a big deal for you to say that food gonna be an excuse. But also it has been, since it has developed now as a middle income country, so there are a lot of investment which people have done over there, such as restaurants. People from different countries have tried to open restaurants that are international restaurant, meaning they offer foods which are cooked in a way that assimilate with different countries, meaning also cookers or chefs came from those countries, or the knowledge of how exactly it is cooked was acquired from those countries. So there are a lot of restaurants, and also there are a lot of places which you can eat. If you need to eat Indian dishes, there are places where you can get those Indian dishes, Chinese as well, Korean, Japanese, and Turkish meal, what or other kind of meals. You can get them because there's not much difference in that. When also, if you wanna eat fast foods, also are just available, because KFC, burger, and other stuff, McDonald's are also available in Tanzania. So if you're someone who is addicted into fast foods, also your place is just available in here. Well, and on the transport also is super cool for those who are willing also to come and explore, though there will be little bit difference whenever you come. It's a different country, so whenever you come, you have to put aside your mindset from where you're coming and try to tune and assimilate with the country or with the culture to which you are located to, or to which you are entering to, or to which you are enrolling into. So for that case is a little bit different, because but majority of the kind of transport and other things just looks similar. Let's talk about maybe if it's Uber or taxing, like, okay, maybe getting a tax or getting Uber, ordering food and other stuff. These are normal, just available. But we have extended more, maybe using motorcycles, but also if you want to use minivan or buses or highs, are just available over there. So if you want to buy yourself also a car and drive yourself a private car, is also vehicles are also available, are also at the cheapest price compared to your country which you are coming from. Because whenever you compare the currency exchange from the country you're coming from, you'll just find the vehicles are at an affordable prices. So there's no any excuse to which can make you not getting that plane ticket and traveling to this wonderful country, to which you can experience a great moment, especially during this pandemic stuff. Yeah, so that was it, family. I hope I was able to broaden it and to wipe it all of it. So don't get scared about traveling to this country, and all the things are just cheaper. And in case I didn't talk about the language barrier, we speak Swahili, which is our mother language, but majority of the people who went to school or who are educated knows English. So there's nothing to worry about it in case you wanna interact with the local. You have someone who gonna be helping you, or you'll meet a lot of people who speak the language of the country where you're coming from. But there are some of the people who are aware of translating every other, if it's Spanish, Italian, and other stuffs, Arabic. There are some people who are able to speak multilingual languages, but for those who knows English, you have a greater advantage to interact with greater percentage of citizens from Tanzania. So family, I need to end up here. I hope I dropped a good and a great nuggets. And by concluding, we can just say that it's a great country to visit, Tanzania, and whenever also you leave that country to go back to your home country, you'll be in a green zone, meaning you'll just be led in to your country without any obstruction. So that's it, family. I'll see you next time.